told me.
See? He did. That's why you don't go into the spooky house basement.
I told you.
Jonah, he. Follow the pronouns.
God.
Oh. Nope, never mind. Didn't see that one coming. Hey guys, and welcome to GT Not Live, where we are still 2 pictures down and in need of you submitting it on the Game Theorists subreddit. So please keep submitting your fan art, please, because if you don't, this studio will never get completed. What do you need, Ash? What in your grand vision of what's going to happen back here? Because you came in after the last studio was done, and by studio I mean my attic and not the basement. Again, I say studio to make this appear as though it's a more professional production. Not that I really care about that. It's just like the terminology for what we do, I guess. But no, this is definitely my attic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need power tools.
I have them.
Where?
The tool garage. The garage that has been allocated for tools.
Do I have to sign waivers, though?
Now probably. I don't know. Yeah,
like that's
maybe.
The
I
thing.
don't know.
I'm like, I would totally just go up here and like start.
Yeah,
with a hammer,
do a handshake. Verbal commitment. Like,
okay.
Hey, I trust you to be a normal human being to use power tools, not poking a drill in your eye.
Okay. Cool.
Can you agree to that?
Yeah. Here, we can shake on it.
Ear though. Ear, eye, mouth.
Give
generally,
myself a little like tongue piercing.
No tongue piercings with my drill.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Deal. Shake. You see it. This is verbal commitment right here. Oh, you just broke everything over in that part. I will say, ever since we've kind of rearranged things, it is more unusual for me to talk to you over here than it was over here.
Right.
You're forcing me to use my left side, which I'm less comfortable with. I've always wanted to teach myself how to be more ambidextrous in my life. My left hand, useless.
Really?
Absolute garbage. 100%.
I feel like you've been doing great.
He does adequate, but if I'm being honest, left hand leaves a lot to be desired. Yeah.
Well, here's what I was kind of thinking, right?
Yes. Okay. What were you thinking?
You've spent so many years now, like looking to the right.
I have.
Stretching like one side of neck muscles.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah. If I were to remove this shirt right now, this great quality Game Theory merchandise that's available right now in the link in the description below. Limited time. Yeah, it would be so swole. You would see just how like this whole area. I know you think you can see my neck, but you can't. If I were to take off this shirt, it would be like a meat canyon animation.
Like the light pulsation.
Yeah,
the veins.
Yeah. All the veins everywhere. I would look like a character ripped straight out of Gart in a Ban.
Oh yeah.
Call me Jumbo Josh, except it's Jumbo Neck. That's it. But yeah, so anyway, as you were saying. So I need to balance that out. This side is atrophied, and so I need to...
Right, so we're stretching it out, and I thought it would be interesting from an audience perspective to subvert expectations.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's true. No one sees the left side coming.
Exactly.
Pew! Pew! It's true. No, you can be honest with me. You just want me to look in the other direction because you're secretly scanning my face into an AI program so you can deep fake me. At which point then you're getting, you had a lot of footage of this side and you're like, oh, I've got every angle and lighting configuration of there, but this side was a mystery.
Can you blame me? There's gonna be a day and age, Matthew.
Yeah.
Where I exist as an immortal figment of imagination.
And I exist as an immortal figment of technology.
I mean, yes. If you remain in your mortal flesh, then I become obsolete.
I become
I'm
like
out of a job.
You'll exist as an AI voice, and I'll exist as a VTuber. Just like a little VTube animation character. Like it's Matpat. Ooh, hey, hi, it's me. I'm Matpat. VTubers obviously have more motion than that. This is me. Like if I was just doing like normal VTuber, like they move normally, right? But it's this is real person Matpat acting as VTuber Matpat.
I like the idea of you being like an animated VTuber where your hair is just like unnecessarily like
fluffy, yeah. And fluffs around a little bit.
Yeah.
I giggle a little bit more.
Really?
Just slightly more.
Hit me with the giggle.
I sound like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Anyway, hey, what do we got going on today? What do you got for me?
So, as the magicians would say, Presto! It's the Mandela Catalogue.
Hey, Mandela did something? Yes, Alex, nice. Presto. It was a weird transition. Thematic witty banter is thematic. Ash, witty banter matches the content.
Whoa.
Here we are talking about our identities being subsumed by other entities, us being replicated by other things. This sounds like maybe I'm hyping it up because like we had planned this we did not plan this in advance. Actually, like I'm just really floored by the fact that our witty banter, which is largely like unplanned and completely blind, that it filtered into it's so impressive.
We are just that good.
Good for us.
Yeah.
Good for us. I'm proud of us. Can we give ourselves a clap and a half? I think we can. Wow. I mean, not to pat ourselves on the back too hard, but to clap and a half ourselves on the back a bit too hard. Yes. Yeah. Well, oh my gosh, what was the last thing that it feels like it's been forever.
Yeah. So the last one came out. I mean, it says 4 months ago.
Wow.
For me, it's been longer than that because
You weren't here for that
sick.
one. That's right. You weren't here for that one. Oh yeah. And then they redid the first one. Yeah, the restored edition. This one right here. And then there's been a lot of plushies. Yeah. I didn't know that there was a new series. That Alex is Mystifying Oracle. Interesting. Cool. But I'll have to watch that one off camera, I guess. But Mandela Catalogue Presto.
Yeah.
Continuing the adventures of Doppelganger Adam. So for those who don't know, including Ash, so at the end of the last episode, Adam finally becomes an alternate.
Oh.
Yeah.
He becomes
first
one.
First alternate, first imposter. Yeah.
Wait, so I thought
Amongst
he
us.
was one.
Or he realized, like, does he become one, or is he always one the whole time? The truth about his identity is revealed unto him. How about that?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay, that makes sense.
So at the end of the last one, the truth about his identity is revealed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So that was one of the big revelations.
Cool.
Other than that, and then the whole world's dealing with the ramifications and fallout of this whole thing.
Everything must go.
Oh, well, this is so fast. So fast. Ash is watching videos at my speed. Hold up. Here we go. I love that it's 480. I love that 480. That's it. That's what you got. 480p. Okay.
Everything must go. Mandela Tech is going out of business.
Because of Dave.
Hurry down now and save up to 70% on all items sold at cost.
Ooh.
Items running out. This is your chance to buy that dash cam you've always wanted.
Thank goodness.
A once-in-a-lifetime analog television attraction available till close.
Mandela Tech going out of business sale. Hurry in today or visit us online at www.mandelatech.com.
Hold up.
Analog television attraction.
Don't forget to check out a once-in-a-lifetime analog. That's so funny. That and again, like it's always fun to revisit this series because that idea that Wisconsin's only analog television, again, because this is a world where the analog stuff has been destroyed because of it seeping out into people's houses and spreading the alternate disease, for lack of a better term. It's not that, but like that's the best comparison I have right now. But it's
Television attraction available.
the idea that you have to go to a museum or go to like a specialty like Best Buy, like Circuit City-esque tech store in order to go see what a TV looks like. That's pretty incredible. Mandela Tech. MandelaTech.com. Everything's 70 off. Just flat 70. Not 70%, mind you. Just hard 70. There's Face Studio, magical fun for everyone by now. At Mandela Tech, we're passionate about bringing you the latest and greatest in electronic gadgets and technology. As your go-to destination for all things tech, we strive to provide you with a seamless shopping experience filled with innovation, quality, and exceptional customer service. Safety in the digital era. Open daily 10 to 9, Sunday 11 to 3 a.m.? What? What an insane set of hours for a tech store.
I love that.
Kudos to them, man.
I would go.
They recognize that at like 2 in the morning, you're looking for a new HDMI cable, and they're like, we got you. You know, like, hey, my gaming needs to continue the game in these wee hours. And so you're hitting up the Taco Bell, and then you're swinging by Mandela Tech for like a new Rumble pack for your controller. That's what's happening. Every day, bro, $24.93. That digital flat screen TV, Vizio, gonna be selling like a god church every day. What happened with Mandela Tech? You are not allowed to know. Clearly. Oh, hello. Oh. What? Yes. What? What happened with Mandela Tech?
What happened?
Homie. That's suspicious and weird. I'm gonna view the page source. I don't expect to see anything in here. I'm just keywords. Nope. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I could dig through it, but that's just weird. What do we got here? We got live camera feed. Got some security footage around on our security cam. Can I buy?
Everything must go. Mandela Tech.
That's the ad that we were just watching. Contact us. Customer support, job applications. Oh, buddy. Yeah, we're not gonna do that now. I love me a good ARG. We gotta be reaching out to Mandela Tech support and find out what's going on with them. Everything must go. Mandela Tech's going out of business. They're 70%, man. That's some good deals. Highlighted products. Face Studio 2 with demo. Oh, you can't download it? Oh, that's a bummer. Because I was wondering if this is gonna yield you some like deeper level of interaction here. Laptop, laptop SSD for $45. That seems like a great deal to me. Fantastic deal. Face Studio 2, the thing that's gonna copy me and turn me into like a digital copy of myself? Absolutely. $10, steal. Throw that on the couch and react to all this stuff. Subscriptions. Discontinued since 2001. Daily tech videos and tech news for only $4.99 monthly. More than 50 videos. Unlock them now. Are we really safe in the digital era, the future of communication? Bad news for Mandela Tech. Love it. I hope this gets to stay in. I hope you get to experience this without us having to remove it for copyright reasons. Just the smoothest of smooth jams. Honestly. The most smooth. Can I subscribe to this? I'd love to pay $5 to unlock whatever secret videos are here. I don't think that's a thing. But it'd be cool if it was. That is so random. So this feels, in a lot of ways, like there is some sort of like ARG elements here. Maybe it's all tied to the Mandela Tech support at Gmail. Like maybe you have to email them and ask them about like, what happened to Mandela Tech? Birthtown Road. That's a really interesting address. And then you get more of this. Yeah, there's more of that. Okay. Huh. It feels like I need to be able to do something here, right? They brought me to this website. They are telling me everything must go. Like very clearly they call it out. So I'm wondering if there's just a hidden part of the story there. Anyway.
Mandela Tech going out of business sale. Hurry in today or visit us online at www.mandelatech.com.
Love that. Just gritty, grindy gradient back there. Mandela Tech 07130275. Serial code? Is that like a license code? There was nowhere to put in a series of numbers on the website. That's weird though. Are we like logging in maybe? This is a server number or something? It is worth calling out though, the fact that maybe if we were to reach out to the tech.
Random security cameras?
I wouldn't call it hacking. They all have insecure connections. Anyone can do this if they try hard enough.
Great. This feels real good.
Anyone can do this if they try hard enough.
No, okay, just static.
What am I looking for again?
Like, The most unsuspecting middle-aged man.
I need more than that.
Yeah.
Probably wearing his lucky flannel again. Sunglasses. Oh, and he has the most fake-looking mustache ever. You'll know it when you see it.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Oh, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Dave.
The delivery on that was pretty good.
He's got the
was
most
great.
fake-looking mustache. I love that they incorporated that into just like part of the look. Like, oh yeah, it's terrible looking, but that's intentional. Like that's the way he likes to wear it. He could wear it more realistically if he wanted to, but he definitely does. He really likes the fake mustache look specifically. So they're hacking into the cameras of Mandela Tech. What, just to look out for him?
Say so.
Like, what are they trying to accomplish? Look out for Adam?
Really seem like much is going on.
It is closed.
Trust me, he'll come back sooner or later.
He won't. He's
I
gone.
knew he wasn't actually going to go anywhere when he called me.
There we go. So this is Adam, fresh off realization of being a alternate, 2009. So this is January 16th, 2009. Good to know. Head mount 3.
I heard like a police radio siren or something, and so I turned on the light switch, and it was just staring into my soul, and I was so confused because I didn't know if he was just tricking me again. I should have just listened to Amanda. She tried warning me.
You were in love.
Oh, Evelyn,
Don't beat
they've
yourself
broken up.
over it.
Adam and Eve.
We'll get this all figured out. I'm sure he's just fine.
Adam and Eve have
He
broken
had
up and they're out
moments like this all
of
the
they're out of their
time.
Garden of Eden. Failed to detect microphone. Please make sure microphone is properly connected. Chat messages with user Evelyn have been interrupted.
Sarah?
Nearby closed circuit TV system Mandela Police Station has found you. Uh-oh. They found you! Oh, that's no bueno. So they were trying to hack in and
Can
now
you hear
it's
me?
watching her? Oh, so they're hacking back to her?
I'll try calling you back.
Interesting. I'll call you back. I'm just watching. Waiting for the
I wish
spookies.
there was something more I could do for you.
Hey, Thatcher, we haven't seen him in a while.
I know you're in a lot of pain right now.
Cool.
No. What you want?
Wow, Adam's having a rough time.
Yeah, he's going through it, man.
He's feeling some stuff right now. He's looking a little rough around the gills, you know, a little green in the gills there. A little rough. That's interesting though. So he goes to Thatcher knowing that Thatcher kind of wants to bring down the alternate threat or kind of like expose it, raise awareness around it. What is Thatcher's goal in all of this?
I don't know. I feel like this is hard because I haven't watched in a while, but the first thing my mind goes to is Ruth.
Yeah.
And like how she was taken from him.
Right.
From like by the alternates.
Exactly.
And how he's just been like struggling to cope with that. And I don't know if there's some kind of like vengeance a little bit there. You
Right.
know?
Is it a vengeance thing? Is he looking to bring her back as an alternate? I would assume not.
Yeah.
I think to me it seems like he wants justice, right? He wants revenge. He wants the alternates to pay in some way. So it's interesting that Adam would actively seek Thatcher out in this case. That's really fascinating.
What you want? And I know what you're trying to do. I'm not afraid of you.
So it would imply, like some sort of like violent
I
attack
don't want you
against
to be
him.
afraid of me, kid. I don't care about the warrant. I'm not upset with you.
Warrant out for his arrest. I'm assuming, like, to get him. Get him.
Just tell me what happened. Everything. I started the group with a girl from another school.
Hey.
And she lost
Slow down.
interest. That doesn't matter.
Wait, there was a pop-in frame. I'm assuming that was just like a stitch mistake. Yeah.
I had to find a replacement. And I hated him.
Wow. Tell me how you really feel.
A few months in.
See, that's why you got to be honest with your employees. You know, when you find a partnership,
Yeah.
you got to be honest with that partner.
True.
The last thing you want is to let a toxic alternate relationship happen, and then things fester, and all of a sudden you're leaving each other to die in an old woman's basement who called you to summon a cat.
That's oddly specific.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's hard.
I'm sorry for you.
It's
Matt.
it's specific but relatable, you know?
Yeah.
It's true. Actually, he didn't leave him to die. He kind of like went down to the basement, and then the kid ran away scared, at which point then he got into a car accident and died. Neither here nor there, all of that stuff. It's a long story, long history.
Okay.
Gotta watch out.
Yeah.
An appointment from a woman. And we went to her house that night.
So this is, directly referencing events that we've seen.
Okay.
So this is Adam's version of that story,
What happened?
where he was drunk. Oh. Excuse me, what? Hi. Hello. Hey, Adam. Taking a minute to just mug for the camera there? That's creepy. It's pretty frightening. Having a very normal conversation with that face. It's very frightening. I'd be scared, like knowing that the alternates are these like beings that are gonna come out and attack us. Pretty horrific.
Most of it was a blur. I talked to someone.
I also got to call out that this sounds a lot like Batman voice, like Christian Bale Batman voice. Most of it was a blur.
Just Batman's face stretches.
I talked to someone. Someone talked to me.
And we are never, ever, ever.
Yeah? And then are you giving me Taylor Swift lyrics?
Yeah.
Really? You have to pull Taylor Swift and Mandela Catalogue as well. I thought we should leave well enough alone with Taylor Swift helping us to solve FNAF, but no! No, she has to infect our AMC theaters with her, her live premiere performance, and now all of a sudden she has to infect the Mandela Catalogue too. Maybe Taylor Swift is an alternate. You ever consider that?
Ooh. Or maybe Adam's just in his red era.
Shake it off. Haters gonna hate. Shake it off. Just stretched out. You can't see. Those seats are so far away from the stage. You don't know. You don't know what they're hiding.
It's true.
Alternate dancing around on that stage. Diving underward. Swimming. Singing her eras. It's the alternate era of Taylor Swift. Mandela era. Someone talk to me. Martha. What was her name? Martha. Different era, I know, but it's all the same Batman voice, let's be honest. Oh, ooh, that's a spooky. See, that's why you stop for the pop-in frames, my friends. Who are you? Who might you be? Are you Adam? Are you a different angle? Are you just an alternate friend watching from the corner? Are you Dave Miller? I don't know who you are, but it's freaking me out. Someone talk to me. Is that the guy who talked to him?
Who are these people? Can you describe them to me? No. I can't.
No, sorry. If you rewind a couple frames and go frame by frame, though, you make it a sense of it.
What's my fault?
Breathing is so creepy.
Jonah.
This is James, though. Yeah.
I'm paying the price. I knew this would happen.
He said don't go in the basement.
He told me.
See? He did! That's why you don't go into the spooky house basement.
I told you.
Jonah, he. Follow the pronouns.
God.
Oh, nope, never mind. Didn't see that one coming. You know what? Good job asking the questions for third. Like, he told me. Just so we're on the same page here, the he you're referring to is Jonah, right? God. Oh, glad I asked. Glad to have asked. Didn't fully expect that one. He had the direct line. He was calling me. It was long distance. I had to pay extra. It was roaming minutes, but See, that's why you gotta listen.
God.
right. Well then. An urban tragedy. Thatcher Davis dooms all. Split? What? Please wait. Okay, we're back at the analog. You were so caught up in your own volition that you never noticed your world turning into a gray and twisted version of its former self. Sad. Wingding sad. This is oddly somber. Oh, weird. I mean, a lot of stuff here. Huh. I mean, this feels oddly final. I don't think it is. I would be surprised if this was final. Like, I feel like it would be kind of a bigger deal, or like it would be labeled like Final Mandela Catalogue or something. But this feels very like you could end the series here if you wanted to. If Alex wanted to, I could see that, because you have Thatcher, the guy who's been hunting alternates, coming face to face with Adam, who has been coming to terms with the truth about himself and his actions, and his character arc more or less is also over in a lot of ways. Like, he's arrogant, he's brash, he makes this dumb decision to go down to the basement, you know, and now it's like, what have I become? He admits to being responsible for Jonah's murder. He accepts the blame and says it doesn't matter about him pushing the people in his life away. So you have this moment of finality with him, and he's coming face to face with this guy who's been hunting alternates since his partner was killed by them. And so you finally have this meeting of the two of them together in the same place, and a sense of resolution here, which is interesting. And all of this set to this idea of, you know, this kind of slow, somber music. It feels very finite. So I don't know if it ends here. I hope it doesn't. I've always enjoyed Mandela Catalogue, but who knows? Maybe this is it. Maybe Alex, with him launching other series, you know, that Ouija board thumbnail that we saw there, maybe like he wants to move on to other projects and he wants to give this some sort of closure, or maybe he said all he wants to say with it, or just doesn't want to be creatively hemmed in by it. What does this mean though? Okay, so they've created one of these like kind of janky commercials, which is kind of the thing, an urban tragedy. Thatcher Davis dooms all. Why is Thatcher dooming everyone? Is it because he... What's this supposed to be? Is this everyone turning into alternates, or him like releasing? Because here, okay, so we're back at the analog television, right? And so Thatcher, what this is telling me, right, is Thatcher went in to... He's turning on the TV. Like, this is him turning on the TV. Like, this is him activating the entity that's in there, I guess. Which is why he would be dooming all. Like, Thatcher Davis dooms all. We have the TV going. We know TVs are bad. Analog TVs are bad in this world. So presumably he is the one in this room turning on, activating the TV, right? You were so caught up in your own volition. That isn't the way I would use volition. What's the volition definition? The faculty or power of using one's will. Yeah, right? Like, I did this of my own volition. Right? Which you were caught up, you were so caught up in your own power of using your own, you were so caught up in your own mission, I get, like, kind of. It's like you were so caught up in this being your mission that you never noticed your world turning into a gray and twisted version of its former self. So, I mean, in the series, right, whenever we've dealt with Thatcher, it has tended to always be black and white, which is an interesting detail that I never really put together. I thought it was just the more like gritty. I didn't really put together the idea of like, oh, his sections are in black and white, and I should make note of that as like, oh, maybe this is his perspective of the world. So he lost Ruth, and in his grief, and in his mission, and his like single-mindedness of hunting down the alternates, or getting whatever he wanted, right? I know what you want. That you never noticed your world, either the world as a whole transitioning to a dark, twisted version of itself, or his own personal internal world, right? Like Thatcher became so single-minded that he himself almost became an alternate himself, right? He didn't physically become an alternate because he wasn't infected, he doesn't have the trappings of it, whatever. But maybe in an emotional sense, he became an alternate because he became so twisted inside and so bent on revenge and vengeance and, like justice by any means, right? That he lost any sense of nuance and lost all sense of himself as a human, that he became an alternate. Which honestly is a really, if I'm interpreting that right, or maybe that's just one of a couple valid interpretations, it's one of those things where it's actually a really interesting portrayal of grief, right? And an exploration of what grief is. Here's this guy who loses a loved one and becomes twisted and gray, just like the monsters that he's been hunting this entire time. It's actually really poetic. And it's a cool parallel between the two. Is this him subjecting himself to the TV? Like, after all these years of fighting against these monsters, he goes in and becomes a monster himself. Like, he's like, I give up. And this is him giving up and becoming a monster? Is this him unleashing the army of monsters? I think it boils down to what this image is, I think. Like, what is that trying to tell us? That Thatcher Davis dooms all. Unleashing the monsters, or he was the only one who was still fighting against them. He was the last holdout. And by him giving in and turning on the TV again, he has doomed everyone. Like, he was either the last holdout, or he's turned on this device that was intentionally destroyed, kept shut, turned off, whatever, so that way he didn't unleash them. So I'm assuming this is him unleashing the entities again, bringing them back into the world, or like releasing a new wave of them. And so maybe this is the end of his story, like this first wave of character story, and if this does continue, maybe it's following someone else. Interesting. Because it does. Presto, why Presto? Like, Presto means fast. Like you said, Presto Changeo. So maybe it is like a magic act. Like, Thatcher has turned. Choo! Presto! Here he is. The big reveal. The big ending. Interesting. What do you think, Ash? I'm curious what the comments say.
I am also curious what the comments say.
The only reason why Evelyn and Sarah had such an easy time accessing those security cameras is because they weren't using NordVPN. That's why you gotta have a VPN. Otherwise, people be busting into your security cameras. Few observations of note from Final Smash King 8216. I wonder if Thatcher was empathizing with Adam when he says, "I know what you're going through a lot of pain." The line is telling, given what an alternate of himself is, that an alternate of himself is still on the loose. The grainier dash cam footage of Adam coughing in the car in comparison to the clear footage in Catalyst was a nice representation of Adam's decaying state of mind. That's interesting. Gabriel, the fact that he's coughing is interesting. It does show him decaying, right? As an alternate, I guess, where he's running out of time or his faculties are giving up. It shows some sort of sickness in some way. Gabriel successfully supplanted God in the eyes of the Mandela prophet, so that's interesting. That I am the new shepherd, kind of thing, which is an urban tragedy. Could it be referring to the fatal mistake Dave made by choosing to profit off the last existing analog television in Wisconsin? In essence, technology was the forbidden fruit that allowed an alternate outbreak to an uncontrollable wildfire. That's interesting. And again, if you are going with Garden of Eden parallels, right? Which is, at the end of the day, you have Adam and Eve. There are definite, there's a very heavy emphasis on God, temptation, snakes in the grass, people who are misleading you, tempting you. That is really interesting, that the idea of the TV being the forbidden fruit and what entertainment or knowledge it provides being the thing that ultimately gets you kicked out of Eden or corrupts you in some way, that's a really good observation there. I mean, you have Adam who went, and Adam's biting of the fruit, right? If in the story, right, you bite the fruit, you get all this knowledge, but in the process, you are now tainted in some way. And so God boots you out of the Garden of Eden. And so Adam's moment of biting of the fruit was him going down into the basement that he talks about here, where he goes down into the basement and he watches the TV, and suddenly he is infected, corrupted. They talked to him, right? He has been, to use the Bible story, he's been infected with the knowledge of gods. And that is where he became, this Mandela prophet or whatever. That's really interesting. I hadn't considered it that way, but that is his biting of the apple moment. Fascinating. Thatcher's own vendetta to avenge Ruth has blinded him to the grim reality of a once preventable situation. I think that's the question I have here is, what has been unleashed now? The smiling face from Catalyst, now frowning, poses interesting symmetry and, more importantly, is a calling card. The choice of music in the ending sequence, Der Doppelganger. I was wondering I was going to be like, I have to figure out what this music is, because I'm sure it's meaningful. Der Doppelganger, that makes sense. How is it once preventable, and how is it spread at this point, I guess, is the question. I guess I'm having a hard time understanding, like, how widespread is it? Is it because of face cam? Is it the face cam technology that's gotten it to spread? How could Thatcher have prevented this? But I think those are really interesting call-outs. I find it so comforting to see Thatcher just talking to Adam. It's kind of hopeful. Yeah, like I said, maybe Adam can redeem himself in future arcs. And again, like, I don't know. Is there going to be a future arc? I don't know if there necessarily has to be. It's a very nice button on the whole thing. And if you are kind of paralleling the Adam and Eve stuff, it does seem like Adam's story might be coming to a conclusion. Even in the Bible, you kind of continue with, like, Adam afterwards, but the focus in a lot of ways shifts to Adam and Eve's children and how they repeat the sins of the past, how they continue to struggle between this idea of temptation and goodness. And then you have the inclusion of jealousy and things like that. And so it would be interesting to see if this is the end of arc number 1 or season number 1 of this story, where you could continue those parallels moving forward. Oh, here we go. The moment when Thatcher asked Adam, "Who told you?" And we get a cutout of Adam's distorted face as he plainly says God was chilling. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's the subtlety of the horror in this and kind of like the slow burn of it all, really, really interesting and really, really compelling. It's so different. I think one of the things that I love about this series is that it's easy to layer on a veneer or a mask of analog horror onto things. Slap a VHS filter on it, make it a little bit grainy, stretch out a couple faces. It's pretty easy to do that. But to do it well and to tell a compelling story on top of that and to seed out a mystery and compelling characters and stuff that you want to pick apart, that's really difficult. And I think that's what Alex has really been able to do with Mandela Catalogue, where it started as... Actually, that's not true. From the get-go, I mean, you were immediately hooked by this, like, weird, twisted version of religion, this weird alternate universe where TVs serve as some corrupting force and serve as this, like, mode of danger in your day-to-day life, and it's this weird alternate universe where you don't have that, which is, again, like, from the get-go, just really, really awesome. But then mixed in with really smart humor and self-awareness around stuff like, oh, his mustache looks fake, and a couple call-outs to, like, weird oddities that have happened in past episodes. It's really interesting. And so I don't know. I don't know where it goes from here. I think it's up to Alex. I mean, it's always been up to Alex, but I think at this point, it feels like he might have intentionally done this as a way of, like, hey, I can leave it here and kind of move on, or if I do want to kind of continue telling a different story to it, I could too. I would be happy with this conclusion. Is it the most satisfying because you don't know what happens to, like, I think there's an impulse, right, of this idea of like, I want to see what happens to the alternates. Is humanity able to win back the day? Like, does Thatcher reach his conclusion or whatever? But I think like this has honestly answered a lot of that. You know, a lot of those unanswered questions. It seems like Gabriel has won. It seems like the alternates have really subsumed a lot of society. It does seem like the last of humanity that was resistant to their presence is, you know, kind of throwing in the towel or whatever. The Mandela prophet has won. Gabriel has won. And so, I don't know. Like I said, it feels conclusive in a way that I didn't expect. And presto, just like that, the world is over. You know, presto, the magic has happened, the change has happened. And we all kind of have regrets from the decisions that we made along that journey. But yeah, I'll be eager to see if anything more comes of the series. But I also am satisfied if this is the end of it. You know, but then again, there was a plushie. There was a plushie that was released a month ago. So, you know, gotta have some new characters for the plushies, right? I love that the plushies are just like scary mugshots of people. The most uncuddly things ever. Oh, it makes me so happy. I like that our plushie game, of the franchises that we cover here on GT Live, the franchises are like cooking companions. Yay! Fruit, cute animals, and bread slices. And then this is like, I am a mugshot, black and white, and I am miserable. Or like, I'm a spooky alternate. So, anyway, Ash, any final thoughts on Mandela Catalogue Presto?
Very cool. Very cool.
Ash, have you been writing emails this entire time?
I've not.
It's okay if you have. It's totally fine if you're doing work while I'm just pontificating about the nature of religion, art, and YouTube.
No, I looked up 4 different definitions of presto, in case that was going to expand our perspective on this video.
And you found? Nothing.
Adverb.
Okay.
Especially as a direction in a quick tempo. To do something presto.
Yeah, quickly.
Adjective, performed at a quick tempo. Noun, of movement or passage marked to be performed in a quick tempo.
Ooh, which is ironic because this was a very slow episode.
Exclamation.
Presto!
Exactly. So, you know, there's
just as an exclamation.
Yeah.
Just that is yeah, okay.
A phrase announcing the successful completion of a trick or suggesting that something has been done so easily that it seems to be magic.
Well, there it is. I mean, that's. I think that all of those apply. It's actually it's a really smart title, right? Presto, the trick has happened. Gabriel has won. You know, the everyone's been fooled. He is God now. I'm the false shepherd or whatever. Presto, I've fooled you. The trick is done. I did it, and I did it fast. Wasn't that hard. Smart. I like it. It's good. This was really good. It's taken the series longer to come out. Like, you know, he had that one 4 months ago, then he had this one. Like, there's been some pretty large gaps recently in Mandela Catalogue, but I've been really happy with the way that things have shaped up. And I you know, take whatever time it needs to sell the story. I thought this was really good. So anyway, that's it for now for Mandela Catalogue. And who knows, that might be it forever for Mandela Catalogue. I guess we'll have to wait and see. It might be a month, might be a couple months, might be never. So fingers crossed that we see more from this world, or at least more from Alex moving forward. I think congratulations on putting together, if this is the final one, congratulations on putting together a really, really good, super solid narrative that is compelling and meaningful and really well told. It's been an absolute joy reacting to this. I hope I get to do more, but if not, like, it's been a really satisfying journey. So I hope you've had a satisfying journey, and if not, well, there's always the upload that's happening in like another day or two because that's our tempo. So presto, here it comes. Remember, my friends, it wasn't a live stream, but it was a video for you. See ya!